What's up everybody, welcome to Sway Vlogs. My name is Josue. You're watching this channel and I'm updating you guys on the coronavirus pandemic here in Spain. I do not live in Madrid, which is the epicenter of the pandemic COVID-19. However, I do live in the northwest part of Spain, which is Galicia, and as of today we are standing at 3,000 and let me tell you guys right now, over 3,000 people infected already here in Galicia, and in the nation in total we are over 85,195 people infected, 7,340 dead, and 16,780 have recovered, which that's a great number to see. Now with that being said, you guys, we are in a complete lockdown in Spain. What I mean by that is that in the US, as I'm following progress in the US of the COVID-19 and I'm watching Instagrammers and influencers and just people that I follow on social media, you guys are practicing social distancing, but I still see people running, biking, hiking, swimming, surfing, playing ball, going out, whatever, doing things, getting out together with friends, and that here in Spain is not allowed at all. If I am caught doing any of those things, I will be arrested, I will be fined, and I will be taken to jail. You are supposed to be confined and staying in your house all day, every day, unless you are an essential employee. And by what I mean by that is if you work in a supermarket, in a pharmacy, or in a hospital, you are allowed to go out, or as a truck driver, you are allowed to be out and about. Other than that, the only way I can go out is if I'm going to the pharmacy to get medicine, if I'm going to the hospital for COVID-19 related or any other medical emergency, or if I'm going to the supermarket to get food. Now in some cities in Spain, they're actually implemented a law where you have to spend a minimum of 30 euros for it to be counted as a legitimate excuse of you going to the supermarket. And the reason why is because a lot of people are just using the excuse of going for a bag of chips or a Coke as an excuse to go to the supermarket just to stretch your legs and get some fresh air. And the government is catching on to that. A lot of cities are catching on to that. The governments in general have not put that law in the country itself, but they're looking into that, and they might actually do it because a lot of people are not following the rules of staying indoors. That's what I mean about being in a complete lockdown. We are not allowed, not even to walk across the street to take my two little boys, a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, to the park. They have been confined to this house, to my apartment, to our apartment, since the 11th of March, and we are supposed to be confined until April 11th, which supposedly the quarantine is to be over. But honestly, you guys, honestly, I don't think the quarantine will be over by April 11th. Now, as of today, March 30th, all non-essential personnel or all non-essential jobs are to be closed until April 9th. Basically, if you don't work in any of those places that I mentioned, when it comes to health related, food related, or protection related, police officer, National Guard, etc., you are not allowed to be outside until April 9th. You will be fined, you will be arrested, you will be taken to jail. Now, with that being said, you guys, we have been seeing a lot of bad news. Today, actually, in the morning, let me actually share with you guys. I went to the store, and I haven't been to the store in about a week and a half or so. And I usually go to the same 3 stores. And I went to the same 3 stores today. And a week and a half ago that I went, it wasn't as crazy as today. Let me explain to you guys. So I went today, and I go into one of the stores, and it's actually the security guard outside, and handing out gloves, disinfecting our hands, and making sure that we are all far apart from each other, so we don't, to maintain the certain distance that they're requiring for us to maintain, which is here is 1.5 meters away from each other. And that was kind of scary. Not only that, but they're actually counting how many people are inside the store. One of the security guards was actually radioing the other one and saying, hey, can you give me a head count of how many people are actually in the store? And the person told them how many people there were there, and so they allowed another person to go in. And then when another person came out with a shopping cart, then you can go in. That's how crazy and controlled the situation here is in Spain. I'm not talking about China. I'm not talking about North Korea. I'm talking about Spain. Spanish ground, you guys. It's crazy. A week and a half ago that I went and I did my shopping, none of that was going on, and all of a sudden now this is happening. Yeah, it's getting out of hand, and we keep hearing from the Minister of Health and from the health officials that we have not reached our peak, that we have not flattened the curve, that we still keep going up, up, and up, and the deaths have been piling day after day. We're starting to look like Italy, honestly, to be, it's kind of sad to say, but it's the truth. Now, with that being said, the latest And the saddest news that we've heard right now was that a 37-year-old woman from Coruña, which is about a couple miles from where I live, passed away yesterday due to coronavirus complications. And sadly, also her young one passed away with her, which is really, really bad, you guys. She was only 37 years old. What does that tell you? It tells you to stay indoors because your age doesn't matter. Coronavirus does not care about your age. It doesn't matter if you're 37, 48, 65, 3 years old, 5 years old, it does not matter. What matters is for you to take care of yourself and stay indoors. It doesn't care if you're fit, if you're healthy or whatnot, because we keep hearing from the news that only the elderly have been affected from this coronavirus, but that's a lie. We've seen a lot of young people dying because of this. We've seen 17-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 14-year-olds that have died because of this coronavirus. So please, you guys, stay indoors. Our health system here in Spain is collapsing. They're asking us desperately if we have any gloves at home, any face masks at home, to donate them to the hospitals, to donate them to our nearest ICU center. We have people who have masks at their home and have donated them, who've made handmade masks and donated them to the doctors because they don't have the necessary equipment to battle this pandemic. They've actually donated snorkel masks to convert them into respirators because here in the ICU unit of Coruña, where we live close by, they don't have respirators, so they're using the snorkel mask as a respirator, and they're asking anybody, even stores that have snorkel masks, to donate them so they can be converted into respirator machines. That's how bad our health system here is in Spain. They're using a huge ice rink in Madrid as a morgue because they don't have room for the dead in the funeral homes. We're losing doctors, we're losing nurses, we're losing police officers, military men all over the nation have been falling like flies, as bad as that sounds, to the coronavirus. People are not listening, they're not staying indoors, they think that they're not going to be affected by it, but they are greatly affecting not themselves only, but the nation as a whole. So please, you guys, if you're watching this, stay indoors, stay in your house. Follow the rules. The government is not trying to pull your leg. They're not trying to control you. They're trying to prevent this from getting out of hand, because believe me, it has been getting out of hand a lot here in Spain. Desperately, all the ICUs, the doctors and nurses have been asked to stay in the hospital. They've actually made hotels into housing for the doctors because they cannot go back home and risking their family to get infected. They have converted hotels in Madrid to hospitals because they have no more room in the hospital. They're converting convention centers, fairgrounds to hospitals because they don't have any more room to attend people, because each day there's more people being contaminated and infected from the coronavirus, and each day the dead keep piling and piling up. Now, you guys, I do want to end this video on a high note, and it is that every single night at 8 p.m. we go out and we clap as a gesture of thanks, giving thanks to all the paramedics, the doctors, nurses, etc., who are the first ones frontline to this pandemic, and they are battling this and they are helping and trying to contain it. So you guys follow that wherever you're watching me in the States or wherever in the world you're watching me. Go outside at 8 p.m. and clap as hard as you can, giving thanks to them for their hard work. Many of them have not seen their family for over days, and they're trying their hardest to control this pandemic, and many of them have also lost their lives. Many of them here in Spain have been infected from the coronavirus, and they pass from being nurses to being patients in the ICU because of the coronavirus, because they don't have the equipment necessary to battle this pandemic. So you guys, with that being said, thank you to everybody who subscribed to the channel. We're so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. Thank you for everybody who follows me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We are fine. My family's fine. My 2 kids are fine. Thankfully, nothing bad has been happening here where we live, aside from the 4 cases that have been confirmed. Other than that, we're trying our hardest to stay in home and our hardest to stay sane and happy. And of course, if you have little ones at home and they start asking you why we can't go outside, why we can't go play soccer, why we can't go to a playground, why, try to tell them as calmly as you can and as happy as you can the reason that we're doing it is so that they can be safe, they can be happy, and come up with great ideas at home to keep them entertained. With that being said, I will keep you updated. I'll see what happens on April 11th if the quarantine will be lifted here in Spain, but I highly doubt that it will be. You guys, thank you for everybody who subscribed to the channel. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and go ahead and leave me in the comments if you have friends or family that are living here in Spain and you have not heard anything from them and you want to learn more about the city that they live in. Go ahead and leave me in the comments what city it is, and I'm going to try my hardest to try to do my research on what the numbers are where they live. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following me here. And let's keep the world in our prayers. Let's keep everybody in our prayers. And let's also be smart and be safe and stay indoors, because that will save many lives. Thank you guys. Peace.